Good morning, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and everybody around the globe and the UK as well. I am Sir Stephen Top of that, the third at your service. What we're going to talk about, everybody knows, right? Everyone knows, right? That rigging is illegal, right? Rigging and try and use past tense stuff, which we will cut down the case. Everybody knows, right? Everybody knows what's right from wrong on this, alright? We go in deep detail with this because if the North Norfolk Railway is open right now, trying to trying to look into this inside and out, they will realise how screwed up they are. Right? So the new management don't give a shit. Excuse my language, they really don't, right? They know they've been caught, strike one. Number two, getting another general manager, that's strike two. That's not allowed. Strike three, the community knows what they done. Right? It can happen with any attraction or any place or any people around the globe. You have to have fair to be fair. Right? You got to be honest, obviously, but you can't use past tense stuff because you want to move forward. Right? So you need to prioritize on what is unfolding, right? To naturally un really know about it and realize how screwed up you are, right? You're gonna have to check. What I stated in the last podcast, I said the Google reviews is the last one on the list. Big rigger of them all, right? We're gonna talk about everybody knows about Facebook rigging and then TripAdvisor rigging. Now we're gonna go straight into Google rigging. That's the biggest, highest one of them all, right? Everybody has to have fair votes, if you will, or fair reviews for each year, right? In Google, they're trying to rig it all up just to make it unfair for everybody, right? When you look at the North Norfolk Railway when no one's on the premises or someone on the premises, right? Right? I know from right from wrong, right? The North Norfolk Railway don't give out the BS. They always do the BS because they don't care about you. Right? When they come to you, they say, we want this and we will rig up all the bloody points, right? That's not fair on everybody else. Right? You have to be fair on everybody else. Right? Because they have a fair chance as much as everybody else. But you have to be honest on the points. Right? You can't use past tense. That's that's strike one. Number two, right? This is where I'm gonna tell Google to block anyone that's rigging the system. Now, if Google's really got their head screwed on this at the moment, you will end up saying rigging is bad. Rigging is against the law. Why? You can't rig this system. You cannot. You can't really not. Initially, you got bad people or people that are desperate to get an award every year and they don't add up, right? When you go through all of this, right, they tell you the North Norfolk Railway's got 4.7 reviews as a total, right? 4.7, which is a bigger lot, right? Which is 4,475 Google reviews, right? I want your honesty on this because it's all doubly true in the end. People always go for most relevant or the newest, right? The newest will tell you the honesty, right? But then you have to work out when they've done it, how many hours they've done it, how many days or months or years, etc. Once you get to the big year mode, this is where you do the digging and you work out, okay, they got so many reviews, they got so many years, and they really screwed up, right? Not everything is positive. It's going to be some negative, some of this, some of that, going down the line. I'm going to keep scrolling down until I hit a 2023. Why? Because that's where they catch people. That's how we catch people out, right? So you keep scrolling down until you hit 2023, right? or the end of 2023, so it'd be December, right? That's your that's your breaking point. Basically, you got to be honest. The community knows from right from wrong. Yes, a lot of reviews are not going to be verified now because they're dishonest. To a point, right? When you really go down, right, going down until it hits, right, right, a month ago, that's fine. If it was from January to December of this year, like 2024, you're fine. Anything before that becomes invalid. This is why it's screwed up. So when you got the reviews all intact, the most recent ones are normally from January to December of 2024, right? And the rest of them are going to be deleted or removed. Why? Because it classes as rigging. Why? Because TripAdvisor, which is its counterpart, right, does the same bloody system. Why? Right? When you go to TripAdvisor, which is the next one down the line, right, the TripAdvisor will always be dishonest, or TripAdvisor as they call it. Right? You go to North Norfolk Railway as example 2024, but they tell you there's 2,225. Not anymore. They actually got 4 reviews this year for that. So TripAdvisor's been a little bit more honest than dishonest. But if they got past tense logs or past tense reviews, they should get them removed instantly because it's making it fair on the others. They have to delete every review and then remove everything because it wouldn't be fair. So in Facebook, in the other way round, this is where it catches them out in one swing because you got to, everybody knows it. If you know there's a rigging system in play, don't fall for it because you're going to end up getting caught, right? So you're going to end up being realistic. So when you go into Facebook as example, right, you go to their North Norfolk Railway PLC, as they call it, and you will end up realizing, okay, they got 18,000 likes and 20k followers, and we are two of us are actually monitoring that anyway. But when you check the reviews, go back to 2024. That's all it takes, and then you get your final result at the end. End of the day, they're getting caught out because once it hits 2023, you can't use it. Why? Because that is invalid. Why? Because it's invalid because it's not recent. So you go to the next one until you hit 2024, which will be March 2024 right at the moment. So realistically, where's the whole thing gone wrong for the North Norfolk Railway? They can't hack it right now. They got the complete opposite to what real. What I'm saying, it can happen with any place, right? I'm not saying it's in any counts. You got to be honest with the public. The public will be more fair with you if you're more honest with them. The North Norfolk Railway are screwing their heads, wiggling it out, trying to say, "How did he know about that?" I said, "I know everything what they're doing up there, without me having to jump in with a gun." Why? I said to them, "Watch your step." Because I am watching. You know, you don't discriminate what you can't have. Right from wrong, you do not use past tense stuff because it doesn't work. It may be relevant for the time, but then it becomes invalid because it's invalid document or invalid review or invalid this because people know from right from wrong if they do their homework, obviously. But everyone knows this because they're gonna start picking up the pieces like I did, and they're gonna click. Why? They're gonna stop putting good reviews, bad reviews, whatever, for every year Google and TripAdvisor and Facebook are going to put a blocking system for every year, right? Because you got to be honest with the community out there, because honesty is the best policy, right? Right? A lot of people, like the North Norfolk Railway, will lie through their teeth. We're not going to give out any discriminations or anything like that. We want you to be completely honest and say, look, okay, we believe that and we agree with that. Because, if you're dishonest, the community won't come back to you, right? So you're going to have to start realizing the reviews will only help for 1 year. Then, when the 1 year is done, like 2024, when it gets to 2025, it resets. So what am I trying to tell you? And I'm just going to say, right, for a lot of people, will understand why. Because you're not being honest with yourself, you're not being honest with the community, you're not being honest with anyone. I said, it's all their fault. Why? They rig, set up people, they get away with blue murder at the moment. Why? The North Norfolk Railway is actually open right now because they are so stupid. No offence, but that's actually the truth. Why? Because the new management is trying to kick off and they can't do nothing. Why? Because they've been stupid. They've been inaccurate. They've been inaccuracy to you. Right? By the time you realise what's right from wrong, what are you going to do? You're not going to jump off a cliff and get away with it a little bit. You know what I mean? There's a lot of truth to what's unfolding. I said, yeah, it's all unfolding in truth. People will start to wake up and smell the coffee. Yes, right. It happens with right. A lot of traveling companions like mine or my private connections always know to be honest with your customers every year. You can't just say, "Oh, we got 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000." Why? Because a lot of those reviews are invalid. Why? Because it has to do it by year. So why is TripAdvisor acted like a bunch of morons and get away with it and say, oh, you've got a best reward? Why? That's discrimination, number one. Right? Strike one. Then the North Norfolk Railway lies through their teeth. Strike two. Right? Then you got that other problem in strike three. This is the first time at night I actually getting your attention. Wake up and smell that coffee. Because when you know I'm catching people out, I'm doing it for your own good. Not for the other way. No, it's not about the money factor. It's about the logic up here. And that's why you try to rig a system, right? And the TripAdvisor, Facebook, or Google never thought about this and never realised what is relevant, what's most recent, or how this year. How many points did they score this year? Right? Then you've got to be honest with yourselves. You can't bloody rip. The North Norfolk Railway could rest in peace for God's sake at the moment. Why? Because they've been run by rigging system, right? When you rig something, you don't rig it for fun or entertainment. I said, look, doing a good review every year is different. Then the past reviews of 2024 or 2023 or 2022, depending on what year that you go up to, right? Because it goes. We at the moment we're in 2024. You have to be accurate, right? Rigging the system is not healthy. It doesn't help the situation. Every attraction should know this. Every place should know this. Right? If you know from right from wrong, what is the best way to get a better review every year? It's block the other lot. Why? Because they become invalid. Because it's like a token. Think about it. You know what I mean? I'm not being stupid or naive, but everybody knows that the rigging of anything these days is not helpful. I said, so if you really want to be honest with yourselves, I said, in the day, doesn't matter what attraction it is or what transport material or whatever, people know that you can't use past tense, right? But when they stated it to the public or the community, they do not deserve that respect of reward. And when you say that to the bloody community, you're being honest with them, right? You can't go against what has been shown, right? So realistically, hold on. Mm-mm-mm-mm. So if you really want honesty, just ask yourself a question, right? There are bigger things at risk. You can't see it because you can't always see it. But down the line, you really are pushing your luck. And it's not the community's fault, it's the North Norfolk Railway's fault in general. And when we look back at it, who's getting the better result in the end? So we had a nearly 3 podcasts on a nearly similar situation. I said, you're dealing with something that the North Norfolk Railway should have bloody told you from the beginning. They've been lying to you, been deceitful and dishonest, and made it unfair for everybody else. So one bad egg affects all. Thank you very much. Indeed, in every angle.